final battle between the sun god Amaterasu and the Emperor of Eternal Darkness, known as Yami, is incredibly long, but incredibly rewarding. After Yami starts the fight by stealing your powers, you begin to retaliate by slowly and surely beating down Yami and getting all of your powers back. Yami has many forms, being able to transform into a slot machine and even a two-legged walker. As you get more brush techniques back, you can use them to call forth spirits to heal you or even damage Yami. After 4 long forms, it appears the fight is over. Until Yami reveals its true form, destroys the celestial brush gods, and leaves Amaterasu for dead. Despite this, prayers grant Ami all of her powers back, including Sunrise, and then Ami finally destroys Yami by exploiting its weakness to sunlight. All the while, one of the best final boss themes ever plays in the background. Now, here's something I picked up on. Yami, the Emperor of Eternal Darkness, is one of the few machines in the whole game. Is the game trying to tell us that technology is the root of all evil? I know what you were all probably thinking the first time you fought Baby Bowser on Yoshi's Island. You all probably thought Baby Bowser was initially pathetic, as if the game wasn't kiddie enough. And then... this was unexpected. The battle with the giant Baby Bowser is just unlike anything we have ever seen in a Mario game up to this point. Baby Bowser is enormous and imposing, you shoot eggs into the screen instead of across it, and Baby Bowser keeps getting closer to the screen to the point where it rushes towards you. Nothing much else needs to be said about this awesome battle, except maybe... RUN! It's Godzilla! Final bosses in the Final Fantasy series have never been known to be bland, or at the very least lacking in symbolism. But there's one final boss that features so much symbolism it's practically as insane as the boss himself. Yep, that's right, it's Kefka. In this fight, the party goes through several tiers worth of symbolic boss battles, ultimately reaching Kefka, who's become the new god of magic. The whole experience seems to resemble the Divine Comedy in that Dante journeys through hell, purgatory, and heaven, eventually reaching God. This battle also serves to tell Kefka's story, and believe it or not, his battle theme, Dancing Mad, tells it all musically. The first part of Dancing Mad seems to represent Kefka's sick desire for destruction. The second part represents Kefka's insane and psychotic nature. And the third part represents Kefka's narcissistic and misanthropic behavior. Having become a god, Kefka is determined to destroy all hopes and even religion to prove his status as a god. Showing Kefka's sacrilegious intent, Part 3 of Dancing Mad directly rips off Toccata and Fugue in D minor, and the third tier itself is a mockery of Michelangelo's Pieta. The final part of the battle serves to show Kefka's last stand. He has nothing left, and he is about to face the destruction that he so brought upon the world. The music even sounds somewhat somber at this point. Kefka's pathetic life is over, and he knows it. He doesn't even make a final speech when he dies. That is powerful. Sephiroth, I dare you to ever top this battle. No amount of giant minotaurs, birds, or sand dragons could ever prepare you for the final battle of Shadow of the Colossus. At first, nothing special happens as you approach the final boss, but then, your horse falls off a cliff, making Wander lose his only companion in his quest to revive the girl Mono. Hello! The skies become stormy and dark, and you see a giant fortress off in the distance. Is the final boss maybe in there? No. The final Colossus, Malice, is the fortress. This boss's sheer size alone makes it unparalleled in scale compared to even Phalanx. At first, the boss shoots fire across the sky at blinding speeds, making you hide behind walls and in tunnels just to evade them. But then, when you finally make it to the foot of the boss, you begin a long and admittedly boring climb up the hulking fortress. As I'm sure many people know by now, my favorite boss music track ever plays in this battle. It's completely unique compared to the other boss themes in the game. It isn't overly epic or fast-paced. In fact, it's slow and even somewhat depressing. But more than anything, it makes you think things like this as you fight the final boss. The first time I fought Malice, I literally said, "Malice, this is for my horse." This whole fight isn't just epic, it's emotionally charged. Any good game should leave a lasting impression on the player, and this is one that definitely affected me. By and large, Super Metroid was just a glorified remake of the original NES Metroid. The story, locations, and general gameplay were all basically riffs from Metroid, but upgraded for the Super Nintendo. That's not to say this was bad, of course. What they did with the final battle was superb. Initially, the final battle with Mother Brain makes you think you're simply facing the same final boss as in the original. Until this happens. Holy sh**! That is a final boss. Mother Brain's eye opens frighteningly wide, starts to scream and even drool, and the music that plays during this fight basically says, "You're screwed." And eventually, yeah, Mother Brain ravages you with a crazy powerful attack, and it seems all hope is lost. Then, your Metroid hatchling attacks Mother Brain and heals you, not before Mother Brain resurrects itself and kills your hatchling. But then, this happens.
Get away from her, you bitch!
The hatchling's dying gift is the Hyper Beam. You use it, and it utterly destroys Mother Brain. Intense and great playing, this battle is just near perfect. The only question is, what could beat it?
Fatality.
Kefka was a symbolic final battle. Malice was an emotionally charged final battle. Mother Brain played great. For a final boss to be number one, it has to combine all three of these traits, and I've faced one that does. This boss is the final boss of Metal Gear Solid 4, Liquid Ocelot. Where do I even start with this battle? This is just the best made final battle I've ever seen. Not only does it serve as a great conclusion to the conflict between Old Snake and Liquid Ocelot, but it also serves as the ultimate Metal Gear nostalgic throwback, complete with retro life bars and even music from every game in the main series. This battle even plays out like a realistic fight. There are many actions in this battle: guarding, ducking, punching, and even CQC. Also, this fight is infinitely symbolic. Symbolic of the history of every main hero and villain in the series. Throughout the fight, Snake and Ocelot change their fighting styles in reference to past heroes or villains. For example, Liquid Ocelot starts off like Liquid Snake from the original, then as Liquid Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid 2, and then as Major Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid 3. All of this builds up to the final nail-biting round, where you must punch Ocelot before he's able to punch you. Every punch is cinematic in this phase. You can practically feel every hit this time. And all the while, Old Snake is playing in this phase. Truly one of the greatest music moments in a video game as well. The developers were serious with this battle. Not only is it the conclusion to Metal Gear Solid 4, it's the conclusion to the Metal Gear Solid series, at least where Snake is concerned. Everything works in this battle. The gameplay, the symbolism, and the nostalgic appeal. Without a doubt, the greatest final battle in a video game ever. Looks like he's black and blue.